Hey everybody, welcome back to Northernlion Plays The Binding of Isaac Afterbirth Plus, where I'm still, it's a little later in the same day. You hear the ergo getting set up? It's a little later in the same day, where I kept the streak alive, and I hope you'll forgive me for talking about it so much, but I'm still on cloud 9, because I really, it's hard. I've been backtracking conversationally here. Let me make a point. The hardest Isaac video to make, and it's never hard. It's never like, you know, you're going down into the coal mine for another shift, knowing you might get the black lung. You know, it's an easy job, don't get me wrong. But psychologically, it's a lot easier to record when you're winning. Right after you've lost something, it's like the air comes out of the balloon. And especially, you know, it's always, well, HMN6GHZP, by the way. It's always not optimal, let's be clear, and we're just gonna check this out right off the bat, and you know what? Not bad. But it really hurts the most when it's like the first video of the day. So you're like, you know, I'm excited, I'm gonna record 10 Isaac episodes today, and then the first video hits you with the bruh button, you know? You just go like, well, still gotta record a bunch of episodes, but not as excited. Now, that being said, I'm an adult. You don't have to be super excited just to, you know, have fun. You kind of figure it out as you go, but simultaneously, I think you get what I'm getting at. So I'm on cloud 9. I would also love to get enough money to maybe buy a battery charge, and typically, are you seeing this next level play? For some reason, our tiers weren't fitting in the normal way. If we do it like that, oh, it explodes, that's right, thank God. I remembered. Oh, it's pushing. Oh, baby! I didn't think. Well. Can I tell you something? I do not like our stats. I will use this one time, and I love it. And we will stick with prayer card from this point forward. You know what? Oh, that's beautiful. So, forgive me for not taking D8, but D8, not using it, 0 level of Zane. Using it once is almost the same, and I'm kind of like, you know, being overly nice to myself maybe, but it's almost the same level of Zane as using it many times. You know, you're always just reshuffling your stats. It's not like you get compound Zane the more you use it. So I think we've got Zane and responsibility. It's a very groovy combination, baby. Name that movie. That's right. That is Citizen Kane, the American Film Institute's #1 film. I'm just kidding. It's Austin Powers, International Man of Mystery. And then he goes, you know, that's the opening. Anyway. Okay, I'm sorry. I digress. So, I mean, divorce papers, an absolutely incredible pickup. Rate of fire essentially doubled, which is almost unbelievable in and of itself. Can I tell you that there is one problem with this that astute viewers will notice? Giving us an empty bone heart makes it slightly more tricky for us to get a deal with the devil. Because if we get hit once, the bone heart would die. Now, this is a situation where I would say, without a doubt, the juice is certainly worth the squeeze. Now, I would say on this one, thank you for giving me the opportunity to say it again, the juice is very much not worth the squeeze. Also, I'm loving this floor. I get upset with the game in some situations. I'd like to call out the situations where I'm positive. A floor that exclusively is giving us very easy to kill enemies. It's a good time. So here's my next thought, okay? I think we should play this blood bank, if there is a blood bank, before we take the spacebar item charge here and get an eternal heart. That way, we kind of just like get it out of our system as soon as possible. Realistically, we're probably not going to be able to use prayer card 3 times on this floor anyway, so you might be better off just kind of like accepting that using it once is as good as using it twice. But I kind of want to grind on her a little bit. Phrasing. We do only have 1.08 speed, so to get blood bag, it's good for, you know, a variety of different reasons right now. 5 cents, it's about as deep as I'm willing to go on that one for now. So we'll try to stay at that 5 cent level just so we could buy a battery if we have to, which is basically like getting a red heart and a red heart container all in one. And I think if we're gonna do an, let's look at what this other room looks like before we make a decision. That's how I feel about that. Okay, we definitely want to pop it, I think. I mean, you've been following my newfound Isaac growth. The last couple of runs have been maybe a little touchy in this regard, but my hope and dream is to do more of the little things right. And I honestly think one of the little things I've been trying to do right that is actually a huge thing is respecting HP way more. I've been putting way too little respect on HP's name, constantly thinking that the deal with the devil is king, and that's been working out relatively well for, like, I don't know, the better part of a decade. And I do appreciate a lump of coal here, of course. However, you know, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention that we've lost a lot of runs historically due to being like, nah, HP's useless. Give me a tiers upgrade even though we're at the cap anyway. I think we still want to explore a little bit here. We could take Thunder Thighs. I think it's dumb. I think that's a dumb idea. I don't even know why I brought it up. My mistake. Anyway, damage, dude. Damage very good right now. No doubt about that. We can at least get, assuming there were enemies in here, which thankfully there were, we can at least get the full red heart container, and then we can make a decision. And the decision we would make is, do we want to play this 2 more times? I think we want to go all in. Why not go all in on this? I actually don't like or respect it, but that's okay. I'm going to play you. I'd love for you to give me a bomb insanely early, like before 5 cents. Not really what I meant, but honestly, that's pretty good too. I mean, you don't need me to tell you this, I'm sure. Both Prayer Card and IV Bag are not as good as I would like right now. I'd really like some kind of offensive item in particular. But Prayer Card is a little bit more obviously useful, and if things start to go terribly, terribly wrong, we would be very happy to have Prayer Card on us. Whereas IV Bag is kind of like, it's a big brain play. Anyway, we're 7 minutes and 38 seconds into this run. How we doing today? I'm doing well. I just finished week 7 of Checkpoint League a little bit earlier, and I had a great time with that, as always. Real highlight of the year so far, and big ups to my good friend Apollo for organizing it. Sometimes, I don't know. I don't know how much I even want to get into this, because it's honestly, and I don't say this very often, but it's kind of a sore subject for me. I consider my role in Checkpoint League to be as entertaining as possible, so it has been frustrating on occasion, I'm not going to lie. Because I'm very much playing the heel role in Checkpoint League, which I will probably never do again because I've realized it's not worth it. But I'm playing the heel role to build up storylines, to make it as entertaining as possible for people. 99% of people are in on the joke and get it and understand. And I don't mean like competitors. Competitors are 100% in on it. But 99% of the chatters, but there's just like 1% of people that are like, I saw the comment, and I shouldn't even say it because it just enables bad actors, but the comment that tilted me to the stratosphere is like, I had a big lead in the event this week, so when I got to the finish line, I intentionally died, which is very disrespectful, but that's also the point. And I saw someone in Apollo's chat say, wow, it shows how much NL cares about this event. And it's just like, talk about letting the air out of the balloon. I was like, dude, I care so much about the event that I'm putting a little extra sauce on the content in order to make it as entertaining as possible for the people watching at home. But anyway, I know I've talked it out with the dudes. You'd be surprised, maybe like once a month, I'll like finish a piece of content or a stream or whatever. I'll just jump into the Discord and type for like 20 minutes, get it all out, and then be like, you know what, I'm fine. It's just one of those occasionally necessary, you know, vents that you need to do when you're always online. is like, man, I forgot. I'm always online. But some people are like online so much that they are truly lost. They have lost the tether that they were supposed to have with they've gone Ant-Man style too deep into the quantum realm, and now they require Michelle Pfeiffer to come in to get them out. And honestly, I'm not the man for that job. But I do appreciate everybody who's been watching Checkpoint League. Without a doubt, there is 99% positivity. And in a way, I'm actually kind of stoked. Help. That the 1% negativity is me. And I know that might sound a little strange, but I, you know, we did Champions of Salt like in December, and some of the negativity towards me was towards me, I should say, and people liked that event by the end of it as well, and throughout for that matter. But some of the aggro was towards the organizers, and it made me very uncomfortable. Partly because I'm married to one of them. Like I would much rather take the heat myself, but I guess in this case it's weird because the heat doesn't necessarily have to be taken in the first place. But I would much rather take the heat myself than like console someone who has taken the heat. That's my 2 cents on that. So I think everybody is kind of like noble like that. I don't think that's rare, but just to say it out loud and kind of conceptualize it in that regard, I think is nice. But it's just it's not. I'm not saying this to complain or even to vent, really. It's just to bring up that it's kind of like an unfortunate necessity of the online ecosystem sometimes, is you look at the things people are saying about you and you go, what the heck? And then you like look up the chat log of everything they've said that stream and you go, oh my god. This person, A, needs to go outside. Also, maybe I should have a restraining order against them. I'm not sure, but it might be a little bit over the top. That's a little too far, I'll admit. But I'm like, you know, there's just a very small section of the populace where I'm like, please, for the love of God, look out your window for 10 minutes. Just look, not to like center yourself, but because you're thinking the fake world is the real world and vice versa. I do think we want to go blank card on this one. So I will admit, it's not that I let it get me down. It was going to get me down no matter what. What I did was only let it get me down for a controlled period of time. And then I said, yeah, you know what? I'm actually fine. You guys are right. These people are silly. I'm going to go to their house and I'm going to break all their figurines while they're watching and crying. And then I'll feel better about it. And then I entered my mind palace and did that, so I didn't have to do it in real life. And we're moving on. Psychologists are big fans of visualization. I'll say that. I don't know if that's true. That's what the sports psychologists always talk about that, and I am nothing if not an esports athlete. I mean, come on, I'm 6-1 in Checkpoint League. I do think we might as well take that. This one's weird for me. Because I got a new principle in Isaac, okay? And the principle looks something like this. Even if you have, like, infinite HP, really think twice about taking a deal with the devil that provides you with no value, because I think I can mindlessly sort of slip into that habit that I should be taking deals with the devil just to get deals with the devil, just to get more deals with the devil, just to get more deals with the devil, etc., etc. But I will say on that one, with full HP, maybe we should have taken Brother Bobby. It's an overpayment for an item that's not worth it, but this is probably a situation where HP-wise we could afford that and not be too busted up over it. But I think, you know, we should also just be nice to ourselves as well and recognize that we should not bust ourselves up over it regardless, because of the fact that, I mean, we're basically pretty much guaranteed the dub here. We're on Necropolis 1. Everything's good. Like, even though we haven't taken a deal with the devil, and it's kind of blowing my mind that there's only 7 items in the sidebar. Like, that's super low for where we're at in the game. However, I'm also like, you know, look at what you got. I don't know why you would rush them down there, but look at what you got. Like, this is a run that It has less in quantity, but way more in quality. Every single one of the items that we have so far is at least worth something. Now, some are worth more than others, admittedly. Like Mom's necklace or whatever it's called. I didn't bother to learn its name. Because I don't learn the names of useless... Okay, I didn't... Look, when I said useless, what I meant is not as useful as some other items, but still valid in its own way. Oh, and we're still... Dude. We're playing this like a deck builder. We're only taking the good stuff. We're keeping our deck thin instead of just adding a card to it at every opportunity. Speaking of which, dude, how good is One Step from Eden? Have I talked your ear off about that in Isaac? Or am I thinking of a different series where I talk about Eden all the time? I think I'm thinking of a different series where I talk about it. Oh, it's the Eden series. That's right. That game is amazing. I've already resigned myself, and I mean, it's not like it's, for me personally, a huge loss. Like, I didn't make the game. I've resigned myself to the fact that that game will forever, and I will take it, believe it or not, that game will forever be criminally underrated because of the fact that the first impression people have of it is that, whoa, there's a lot going on here. Kind of hard to tell what's going on. You're not wrong. Beneath, like, honest, and it's too early to say this, but if that game doesn't at least get nominated for some, like, indie game design awards, the whole thing's a freaking sham. Whether you like the game or hate it or can't tell what's going on, the level of perfection and elegance in the design is out of control. It's the same. I feel the same way about Slay the Spire, as I've said ad nauseum, and you probably just want me to shut up about it. Even if you don't like Slay the Spire, if you just go, you know, oh, I don't think it's very well designed. That's how I know. It's like, this person doesn't know what design is. This person thinks design equals quality, equals, you know, a producer is a designer, is a programmer, is an artist, is an etc., etc. I mean, that's not totally fair. You can disagree with me on that one. I definitely think you're wrong, but, you know, there's room for a disagreement at least. But One Step from Eden, man, that game is... It's a chef's kiss. It's as easy as that. Okay, I love this. We got to exactly 15 cents. We are still waiting. Like that Talking Heads song. Ooh. I don't. You're gonna say what Talking Heads song? I don't remember. It's it's on side 1 of Remain in Light. It goes still waiting, and then David Byrne in the back is going still waiting. It's I think it's Cross-Eyed and Painless. Correct me if I'm wrong on that one. What the heck? NL likes cool guy music? I didn't know. I thought he only listened to dunk, 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 dunk-a-dunk, dunk, 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 dunk. That's got a little hi-hat hidden in the background. I gotta get in there. Or is a hand clap maybe? I'm not sure. If there is a hand clap, it's a fancy clap, like a wolf parade thing. Alright, we're pogging up. This run is in Pog City. It's only got a timeshare. It hasn't purchased land in Pog City yet. That's because purchasing land in Pog City is quite expensive. Just to be able to visit is a privilege. It's tough, right? Like, I mean, now that I think about it, actually, why would we ever want the Hierophant here? There is one situation, but it's a little touchy. We would want the Hierophant if we found ourselves in a spot where, we had a good deal with the devil here that doesn't go a fly out the window while I'm driving. And we might as well just hit this constantly, but, help. But that's about it. Like, it's really hard for me to... It's both hard for me to take 2 of Hearts, and it's hard for me to not take 2 of Hearts. Because honestly, like, it's an easy, guaranteed dub. But it's also, like, one of the lamest, safest... And by lamest, I do mean safest, which is a bad shorthand. I do not think safety is lame. I think people that think safety is lame are lame. Like, how many times have you heard me talk about when you go on a ski lift and people don't put the bar down? I know your odds of falling off of the ski lift are 0, Well, very, very low. Let's put it that way. And you're more likely to die on your way to the mountain, or on your way down the mountain, for that matter, than you are to die on the ski lift. But at the same time, like, why not put the bar down? I'm gonna answer the question, and I'm gonna blow up your spot. It's because you think not putting the bar down makes you cool. It's the same reason you're not wearing a helmet when you bike. It's the same, you know. I mean, at least in that sense. Look, trust the scientists on the bike helmet stuff, okay? I have heard from other parts of the world, like I've had some people from the Netherlands tell me, helmets are not common in the Netherlands because the public health officials are like, when you have a helmet, you actually feel safer on the bike than you are, which leads to like worse crashes or something. Please don't take that as gospel. In fact, it's quite the opposite. What I'm saying is you should just trust the smart people. So I would Google it and go check for yourself. I always wear a helmet when I bike because my brain is more important than my hair. But that might not be true for absolutely everybody out there. I promise you, just put the bar down. You can still grow your personality in other ways than being the cool guy who isn't afraid of falling off of the ski lift. I think safety is very cool. What annoys me about people who think safety is not cool is that everyone's selective. The things that they choose to do to be safe are cool. You know, everybody out there is wearing seatbelts. I hope at this point. You know, everybody out there for the most part is trying to look both ways before they cross the street. They wouldn't say that's not cool. But then the things they choose not to do, they're like, what's the worst that can happen? You know what? We should go into this. We've already screwed up our deals here, so why not? You remember the Hillary Duff song. Why not? Take a crazy chance. Why not? Do a crazy dance. It is Friday here, by the way. What's the weather like? I don't know. I haven't been outside. I just looked. It's nice. Mother Nature is mocking us with a beautiful, mild spring while we are not supposed to vacate the premises. You know what's weird to me now? And again, I don't want to make this like a COVID episode, but it's kind of like, you know, is going on. I feel weird saying this even, but the COVID stuff has been going on for long enough now that I actually find myself being like, I'm bored. It's not a good look. Unfortunately, I feel the need to be aggressively, radically honest here. It's not, trust me, by the way, I'm still taking precautions. I'm not going outside, and, you know, we got reusable masks. My grandma sewed a bunch of reusable masks and shipped them to us in the mail. We have latex gloves. We've been going out using latex gloves and these reusable, you know, washable masks. So I'm taking the necessary precautions. But I will say there's something in my idiot human brain, in the lizard part of my brain, that whenever I'm watching the news and they start talking about COVID stuff, I go, boring. Tell me something I don't know. You know, I'm like, the human brain is so, at least, you know, I don't want to say my brain is so good, but the human brain in general, I think, is so good at adjusting to weird situations quickly and adapting that my brain now is like, I'm over this virus stuff. This is just life. Can you believe we used to go out and like eat in a room with other people and we weren't worried at all about getting sick? What were we thinking? We were so dumb back then and we're so smart now. Like that's where my brain is at. It's very strange to me. I know that the beauty of it is when normalcy returns, I will adapt to the normal again. At first, there's gonna be like a glorious 3 months maybe. I hope it's that long. There's gonna be a glorious period of time. Dude, it's just not worth it. However long it is, where people are like, I'm at the movies. How was the movie? It sucked, but I sat in a chair that wasn't in my living room. What a world, you know? I went out to eat. How was the restaurant? It was okay, but I could hear other people having a conversation. You know, there's going to be a magical period of societal reintegration where we remember the The good parts of being out before, you know. Trust me, it's been hard on me as a man who has built his brand around, like, I was outside and a minor inconvenience tilted me off the face of the planet. It's been hard for me to adapt. But I think even I will be in that super positive camp for a while. Hey, you want to go to, like, a bad restaurant? Boy. Would I? I will say, I don't, and let me go where I'm going with this one, okay? Because it's going to sound weird at first. One thing I don't think I will ever, well, it'll take me a long time to get used to after this COVID stuff is being touched by a stranger in an innocuous way. And I know you're like, ooh, Monka-esque. No, what I mean is, like, you ever be, like, standing somewhere, maybe you got headphones in, and then you feel, like, a tap on your shoulder or something like that, or somebody kind of, like, pushes by you and rubs up against you in a non-creepy way? You know, they're just sidling through. Or, like, a really good example is you ever be on, like, the subway during rush hour? People, you're kind of like just in constant contact with people. I don't know. It's going to take me a long time to get used to that. Because I already look at people weird now. If I'm like at the grocery store and they angle themselves so they're like within 5 feet of me. I'm like, are you... You know the government could put you in jail for an act of biological terrorism right now. They'd throw away the key. They'd never see you again. 6 feet minimum. Anyway. I'm just laughing. Just a light giggle about infectious disease. But I don't think I'm ever going to get used to being tapped on the shoulder ever again. I'm going to have to carry, like, Lysol wipes around. Someone taps me on the shoulder. Excuse me? I'm going to... Are you insane? What are you doing? Shaking hands? You got a death wish? Have you lost your mind? Okay, no deal. That's fine. We will just... Oh, I meant to go to the cursed room, but then it doesn't really matter that much, probably, because our cursed room was not going to give us guppy anyway, because we haven't taken any of the guppy items. Anyway, what am I talking about? It's just... Do anybody else find themselves in this same position? Where they've kind of... like, March was freaking crazy, dude. When that one day where, like, and I mean, it depends where you live, but living in North America, that one day where, like, the news was like, hey, Tom Hanks has it. Hey, an NBA player just tested positive. Hey, the NBA shut down. Hey, every sports league just shut down. Hey, all movies for the rest of the year are canceled. By the way, please do not leave your homes ever again, you know? Not ever again, but only for essentials. That was wild. Going out and seeing people, everybody was carrying like 9 industrial-sized economy packs of toilet paper. Pardon me. Just got the dry throat. That was a wild week. Now that we're in April, I'm like, man, I'm so sick of the COVID arc. It's goat head, huh? And I want to reiterate, it's a very juvenile opinion. I'm not saying, like, God, go ahead and cure it already. Of course, you know, that would be nice. It's more like, I'm not saying I'm in the right and I'm superior to the news. What I'm saying instead is, like, man, how dumb am I? I was going to say, how dumb is the human brain? Then I thought, no, this joke plays better if I call myself an idiot. Because it circumvents the people that would be like, you're an idiot. Instead, I get to be like, I'm an idiot. How dumb am I that I'm, like, bored in a, you know, once per century, hopefully, global pandemic like this? My brain is like, you know, I get that it's dangerous, but, like, could you just mix it up a little bit? Let's not. Let's not mix it up. Let's keep it on the level and, you know, just get through it. Anyway, I'm just putting that out there in case anybody else is in the same boat. We can commiserate about our dumbness together. The human brain is it's a wonderful thing, right? Like, if you ask me, hey NL, what do you think about nutrition? And I'm like, you know, I think nutrition, most people could do a better job. They could do a little bit of research about what their body needs, and they could structure their days where, for the most part, they're eating stuff that their body needs. And not only, it's not exclusively just to, like, you know, look better or get stronger or get leaner or whatever. It's also when you eat good food that you both like the taste of and nourishes your body, you feel better as well. So it's really like it's a positive effect in two different camps. So I really think people should be paying more close attention to their nutrition. And then that's what I say when I activate my conscious mind. My unconscious mind is like, I'm not hungry, but on the other hand, there are potato chips in the kitchen that I could just eat. And I just go do it. And, you know, here's the thing. Do I have the self-control required to not eat the potato chips? Yes. But they will win eventually. They'll give, like, I'll look at them like 40 times and be like, not today. The 41st time, I'm like, all right, I'll have a couple. And then it's all over for that one. They're undefeated in that regard. It's such a, we're so intelligent and yet so stupid simultaneously. I think that goes for everybody. Let me put it this way. If you're watching my content, it's going to be real hard for you to act superior in the comments because you're choosing to watch me. So I already know how bad your taste is. So we're on the same level as far as I'm concerned. If you've listened to the dumb stuff coming out of my mouth for, like, you know, more than 6 months and been like, oh yeah, NL's my dude. Don't come in the comments and be like, that's just called a lack of self-control. We're cut from the same cloth. You know how I know that? I'm weaving the cloth as we speak right now. You cannot defeat me. We'll take, obviously. I honestly, you can call me a coward if you want. I don't think we want to take guillotine. I do think it breaks the tier cap, which would obviously be worth something for us. But on the other hand, I'm just like, help. I'm just like, why risk this run? Now, it sucks to say, because I've been in that mindset since like the second floor. But for real, there's really no reason to like take the guillotine and even give us like a 1% chance to screw up. When instead of doing that, we could just like take our already aggressively strong damage and just let it ride regardless. Like, we're still cruising. Yeah, honestly, you might as well hit me. Just go ahead and hit me 3 more times so I can get like maximum value out of my blank card play. Anyway, this is gonna be yet another win, and of course, I'm thankful we even have the opportunity. No matter what, even if the next run ends up being real tough, I'm just stoked. I didn't even think we'd have the opportunity to get here. Not like at 0, but I'm talking about like at 53 or whatever. When times looked as tough as they've ever looked before, we made it out. How cool is that? And now I'm like, I almost need like an NL archivist. I need somebody to be like, what's our second longest streak ever? I know our longest streak was like 122 or something like that. But our second longest streak, we gotta be coming pretty close to that right now. Which is in and of itself kind of amazing. Considering the length of time that I've been playing this game. When you put it that way, dude, that's like... like I said, I think I made this exact comparison on like an episode a couple of weeks ago. It's like the difference between like, you know, the Washington Nationals are having their best season ever. And you're like, okay, cool. They've only been in the league since like 2003. But they're like, the New York Yankees are having their second best season. You'd be like, oh my God, they've been around since the 1300s. Anyway, for now, thanks for watching. Hope you guys have enjoyed the episode. If you did, click the like button. Helps the radio. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. For now, though, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. By the way, I've taken a page out of Sinvicta's book. If you're still watching this episode, leave a like if you enjoyed it. The average Isaac episode gets like around 1,100 likes. Let's see if we can get to 1,500 on this one. Why? Because it makes me feel good. And also it helps me out on YouTube, so I appreciate it a great deal. For now, thanks for watching. I hope you'll do it, and I'll see you next time. See ya.